And can you also open the Google Colab? Beautiful. So in our previous session, we have understood something called as conditional statements, right?
Right.
So I basically have some questions here. So did you basically try to identify and or in conditional statement?
No, sir, I couldn't because when I was practicing, I found difficulty in, you know, in else, elif.
Mhm.
I was able to do the basic one, but when I was
Mhm.
trying else, I found difficulty. So I did not go to the level of and or nested if. I will request you if you, I will be grateful if you repeat for in a short minute.
Okay, so it's absolutely fine.
Yeah.
Okay, so can you give me a small idea that which is that particular script where you are actually trying to face a problem? You can go to files.
Yeah.
You can go
And
to
yes,
files.
second thing, interestingly, I could not find the file where I had saved. How to find my particular file?
So can you click on files? That is something what I was actually trying to help you out with. Files, and there is something called as open new. Open notebook. Can you see this? Control O. So if you click on it, if you click on it, you have all the files that you have created on 28. That is, I think yesterday you had one file that you have opened. On 27th, you have opened another file. Can you see this?
Yes.
So all of them are saved here. So if you click on this, you will be able to see what you have done on 26th, 27th, extremely sorry. Is this the one that you are, this is the one what we had done it, right?
Yes, so yesterday we had finished. So when I was practicing here,
Amjad, your voice is not audible. Can you be a little bit louder?
when when I was practicing this one,
Mhm.
else and elif, uh,
Mhm.
I got the issue, sir.
What kind of issue?
I did not get the output. Can I do it in front of you?
So can you show me where is that particular issue where you're facing? Can you do something like this? Can you go to
Yes.
files? I think we will see the previous this thing. What I can say days this thing. Okay, file. So can you go to files?
Hmm.
Can you go to open notebook? Okay, so can you open the 28th one, that is untitled? Yes, can you click on this? Yes, I got it. I got it. Why there is an error? The reason is you are not closing it.
Which one, sir?
This is, look at this, syntax error. This is missing. You have to provide, okay, what I can say, colon, right? Here,
Semicolon.
no, okay, colon, it's called as colon, right? So you
Colon.
are not using the colon.
All right, sir.
So see, there is something called a syntax error. If you read the syntax error, you will be able
Okay.
to. If you are not able to understand this, you also have something called a Stack Overflow. You can click on Stack Overflow. There will be some issues like this that will be denoted. You can go there and have a check.
Sir,
Can you
suppose
can you can you put a colon here and say run? See, this is not semicolon. This is semicolon. Semi means
yeah,
half, right? So I
yeah.
want you to use colon because here we are using colon, right? So I think you are using semicolon here.
We have to use colon, sir, right?
Yes, this one.
Now I run it.
Am I able to denote it? Okay, I think I'm denoting this one. You're using the semicolon again. I'm really wondering here what's going on. If you run it, okay, and look at this, there is something on as indentation, right? So this indentation is also missing. You can run this so that I will be able to show this, what I'm actually trying to say you. Can you run this? It's connecting. It got, yes, look at this. So this, what is this? I told you, right? Indentation, indentation. This is indentation. See, what is this indentation? There need to be some blank space here. Okay. So what you can do is you can go to the extreme start part, starting. So you have P, right? Can you go to P?
Yes, sir. P.
Can you go one backspace? Enter. Can you see this? There is some blank space here.
Yes.
It is called as indentation. Can you also do the same to print? If you
Yeah.
if you don't follow the indentation, Amjad, these are some kind of issues that you are going to face. I hope you are able to. No, 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 no. You know this even after else. Okay, you have to use colon, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So again, you have to fix the indentation. Go to print starting. Okay, backspace, enter. We are not using backspace. Enter. That's it. Run it, you won't get any error. Can you see
Oh,
this? I hope you are able to understand what I am actually trying to say, help you out here. That is, there is a stringent process, okay, and you have to keep that particular thing in handy. And whenever we are a newbie developers, I always request you to keep the template handy. So you will be able to get something on as template. So if you even use chat GPT, how to write a, what I can say, conditional statement, they will be able to help you out with this. Okay. So you can take some inspirations and try to rectify or basically understand it. See, we have written one function. Okay, this is basically if and else function, right? So what we can actually do is we can actually use something called as and or here.
And or.
What we can actually do, I will be able to help you out with. So here, before this colon, I want you to type and.
Here only?
Before, I told before, right? Before the colon, right? Now here you can use your and or operation. What you can do is you can type and here with a space. With a space, you can type and here.
So need small letter or capital letter?
Small is fine. Space. Here you can say variable 2 is equal to 200. Var
No,
2.
here.
Here. Var 2.
Okay. Var 2
equal to 200. So you cannot use
Single-
1 is equal to, right?
single equal to
200. I told you, right? You cannot use 1 is equal to, right?
yes. That's
2 is equal to, right? Thank you very much. See, what I'm actually trying to say here is you're checking variable 1 need to be 100 and variable 2 need to be 200.
200.
So if both of those conditions are going to get satisfied, then only you will be able to get see the yes, or else you will be able to see false. Agree with me?
Agree, sir.
So run it. This is how you are going to use a conditional statement using and operator. Here you can also use or operations as well. If anyone, for example, here instead of 200, can you call var 2 as 250? If you run it, you will be able to get a false statement. Can you see this?
Yeah.
Why are you getting a false? The reason is variable 1 is matching, variable 2 is not matching. Agree with me?
Yeah, variable 2 is different. Something we have.
Yes. Yes. But here, if you basically go for an or operator, if you basically go for or, then you will be able to get a yes. The reason is in or either one of it, either this or that, either one of it need to get triggered. Can you see this? This is how you can incorporate something called as conditional statement, conditions. So these are all the various different conditions that are actually available. Got it?
Because sir, one value is getting matched.
Only one is getting matched, right? So either, for example, if this is 150 and this is 200, okay, this particular thing will get matched because one of which is matching. So either variable 1 or variable 2, either variable 1 or variable 2. This is how an OR operator works.
Either you should have a license or Aadhaar card. If one
License or Aadhaar card. Yes,
something like that. Sir.
Yes.
We had learned in Excel.
Very
and
simple.
you
Aadhaar
have
card,
to
ration card, something
both
like
the
that.
things.
Yes,
You must have Aadhaar, you must have license. Then you will get plenty. Sir, one thing I like to tell you. So here in print, where I was doing indentation mistake, here there is a gap before print. And we were doing backspace, then delete, then enter. Then
Kumar, I'm not able to, sir, Kamal, I'm not able to hear him properly. You know, is it a issue?
I'm saying, sir, I'm saying that here before print, here, sir, before print, there is space. There is space. So we have to make space here before,
Yes.
then we will not get indentation error.
Yes.
And like this, you can see else. After else, we have put colon. We did not get error.
Yes.
So what we will call sir else, because after if we have not provided any kind of colon. We did not provide colon, but else we have provided colon.
So see, whenever you are providing a colon here, you have to use an indentation, and basically both of these two things are having indentation. Whenever you use a colon, okay, there need to be indentation that need to be left out. Okay, see how your this thing will work. What is against a Python will work is you have a main code block, okay, and you have a subcode block. And then if you have another subcode block, this subcode block will go here. Okay, so this is a language syntax. And whenever you are using if statement, else statement, for statement, while statement, basically these kind of statements, you tend to use these indentation. Even using functions also, we tend to do this kind of indentation. Okay.
All right, so
Okay, so even if you are writing nested if function, there is something called as nested if function. Okay, you're using 2 to 3 if functions. Okay, one after another. So even though if you are going to do those kind of kind of things, okay, these kind of indentation will work there as well. Got it?
sorry, sir. Because in if case we have provided colon, but in the last here after providing the statement that variable 1 double equal to 100 or variable 2 double equal to 250, then we have provided colon. Else we have directly provided after else colon. Miss, I got the idea, sir. I got the idea.
Got it, right?
Yeah, got the idea.
So now we will try to understand a very important concept called as loops.
Loops.
Okay, so you can come down. Okay, here itself you can come down. Scroll down, scroll down. नीचे आइए आप, नीचे आइए, नीचे आइए, और नीचे आइए, और नीचे आइए, और नीचे. सुनाई दे रहा है? I'm trying to say you that I want you to come down, but
Yeah, I was coming down, sir, but I was unable to.
no, scroll down,
Yeah.
scroll down, scroll down, और थोड़ा नीचे, scroll down, scroll down, scroll down, scroll down. Okay, you can use this particular scroll bar, okay, to come down. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. हाँ हो गया. So you can use a code chunk here. So because now we are going to understand something called as loops. So to understand these loops, I want you to use a hashtag here. This is called as hashtag. I want you to use a hashtag and write loops. I'm asking you to write something called as loops. Can you do that for me? मैंने आपको hashtag लिखने के लिए भी बोला था.
Sir, how do I?
जी, hashtag, yes. Okay, so in the next line we will try to write something called as okay, loops. Okay, so when I speak about loops are something called as repetitive statements. So if you want to apply a set of activity on a set of numbers or on the set of operations. Okay, for those kind of things, we tend to use something called as loops. Okay, for example, let's assume you have a list. You have a list of variables. Like, can we create a list? List of variables. You can create any kind of variables. We have understood list, right?
Right.
You can create a list is equal to how to create a list. We have discussed this in our day 1 class, right? How to create a list. So we have understood something called as list, tuples, dictionaries, right?
Yes.
How to create a list. Var is equal to, in big bracket, in double quotes, you are going to provide the variables. डबल, अरे भैया देखिए मैं क्या यूज कर रहा हूं यहाँ पे और आप क्या यूज कर रहे हो, ये टपल हो गया, दिस इज टपल. आई एम आस्किंग यू टू क्रिएट अ लिस्ट, राइट? हाउ डू यू क्रिएट अ लिस्ट? See, that's the thing. That's the thing. Whenever you are attending my, sessions, you also need to be clear with the previous sessions as well. We are giving you exactly 1 day gap. The only reason is, okay, so that you can prepare. So haven't we discussed this particular part in our first day? We have discussed list, tuples, and all of them, isn't it?
We had this like list. We use big bracket. 1, 2, 3. We did something like that.
Ah, ah. I want you to create a list. How do you create a list?
I show you like that. We did. How to write big bracket, sir? I don't know, sir.
मैंने आपको यहाँ पे डिनोट भी किया था, मैंने आपको बोला भी. Is there any kind of internet issue? Because I have been instructing many things, but there is a bit of gap between
Sometimes,
both.
sir, sometimes, but not maximum time. Sometimes.
Okay. So here I am asking you to use a big bracket. This is called as big bracket, sir.
Sir, how to how to input big bracket?
Can you
Can
see
you please
P?
tell me?
Can you see P on your keyboard? Just beside the
Yes.
P, you have the big bracket.
Oh, okay, sir.
That is floor bracket. You are using the shift button. Why are you writing a list here? Okay, so when you are using big bracket, you can use only the big bracket. There is no need for a, inside that you are going to provide variables. You can provide any kind of variables like your name, your something like that. 15, don't repeat. 10, 15, something like this. Okay, good. So here, what I'm actually trying to say is this particular list can be printed. Okay, so what I'm actually trying to say is, we have print statement, right?
Okay.
Okay, so you can just go for the third row, you can create another row, and then you can say print, okay, A in bracket. In bracket A.
In double quote?
No,
No.
no. If you run it, you are able to get a list which is having 5, 10, 15. Agree with me?
Agree.
Now what I'm actually trying to say is, okay, if you want to basically go for a for loop, wherein I want to see something like 5, 10, 15, okay, which is basically a, a long format.
Okay.
In those kind of scenarios, you can use the for loop. So here you can go for another code chunk. Okay, here what you can actually do is, here we will try to write a for loop. Let try to see how for loop is going to be written. So here you are going to type something called as for space variable in space in space. Here you are going to say the sequence, which is the sequence that you want to provide. So our sequence is A. So look at this, for variable in sequence. Sequence is our A. When you type A, you are going to use the colon. Why did you delete A? That is semicolon, right? Why did you delete A?
Okay.
Can we use colon? Huh.
Okay.
See, what you have done is here you have provided a condition. Okay, and then next, go to the next slide, sir. Here you are going to provide your argument, what you want to do with this. Okay, what you can do is, here you can type something called as, okay, print A or something like that.
Like this, sir.
So if you run it, you will be able to see the data. Print spelling is wrong. P-R-I. Yes. Let see this. You are able to run the same multiple times. I hope you are able to see this.
Yes, sir.
The one specific operation, okay, one specific operation, you can run it multiple times. That is
Sir, it's
the,
repeated 3 times.
it is repeated 3 times. So because you have how many variables? You have 3 variables. Agree with me.
3 variables, sir. 5, 10, 15.
You have 3 variables. That is the reason you are basically getting this kind of output. Got it what I'm saying?
Yes.
Okay. So what I'm actually trying to help you out is, this particular condition will keep on going, okay, will keep on repeating until and unless a specific this thing is going to get satisfied. So for example, here if I'm going to say 5, here if I'm going to say 5, here I have variable, right? Here if I'm going to say 5,
Should I
can you
write
remove
5?
A and S? Can you remove the A and write 5? And if I keep on running, if I run this, I'll be able to get 5 output. Can you see this? Type error. So here for so and so, it's a integer. So you can say int, and then in bracket you can provide 5. Oh, int is an object not iterable. Okay. Okay. You can, instead of writing int, you can provide something called as range, range. So you can run this. So what you are getting, you are able to run the same how many times? 5 times. Agree with me? So what is this range? Range means this is going to give you a set of numbers. It will start from 0, basically till 5, it will produce 5 numbers. That's the reason. Look at this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 numbers has been provided.
5 times.
What you can do is you can create a new code chunk and try to type range and provide a desired number. It will provide you that list of numbers.
Again, sub loop, hashtag loop,
Range in bracket you can provide a desired number.
range,
Desired number. I didn't say list of numbers. I told you a number.
didn't get sub. Range, bracket, then what should I type here?
Provide a number here
Type sub.
and run it. Here you are creating a list of number. 0, 1. If you are saying 20 here, it is going to provide a list of 20 variables, 20 variables. Can you do it for me? Okay, it's a range from 0 to 20.
Okay.
I hope you are able to get it. So right now this is in a range. Okay, so if you want to see this, what I have in this particular range. So it is only showing 0 to 20, 0 to 20, right?
Right.
It is not providing how many values I have. Okay, what are the values in between? Okay, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. It's not showing. Agree with me?
Agree, sir.
Yes,
So,
sir. Agreed.
so to basically get these things out. Okay, so basically print something out from this particular range. We can also use this particular range function. Okay, and the for operation, and try to get a output. Let's do something like this. So we will have a new line of code. I request Abhishek Solanki to be part of this as well. Okay, we will create a new code chunk. So here we will type for. Here we will write a variable. Here we will create a variable or write a variable. You can call it as anything, but there need to be a variable for any, create any variable. It can be I, E, A, J, S, O, P, something, anything of your choice. You can be for Z. It's absolutely fine. For Z in the same process that we have followed on top. Okay. Here what we are going to do is, here we are going to use the range 20. You can type range 20. Range 20. Then you can print the Z in the bottom second line.
Sir, I would like to make a question. So in here, we have written for variable in range. Here, we type for Z in range 20. Is it okay, sir?
It's fine. See, I told you, right? This Z can be. Why are you running it? Why are you running it?
No.
So look at this. There are two issues. Number one, colon
Colon.
missing. Print statement is missing. I told you to print Z, right? in bracket Z. Run it. Can you see this? You are able to see all the 20 variables which are available in the range. That's the reason you have a list of numbers. That's the reason when you provided 5, it was basically providing the output, okay, for 5 times. This output can be anything. Instead of A, you can write hello as well. The hello will be repeated 5 times. Are we able to get what I'm actually trying to say?
Yes, sir.
Abhishek Solanki, are you clear?
Yes, sir. I've tried this. Got an error. Sharing is invalid syntax.
Can you share your screen? I'm there to help you out. Amzad, can you stop sharing your screen for a moment? So there are a lot of templates for, what I can say, this particular thing. Okay, I personally ask everyone to keep the template handy. Okay, okay, what is this? So look at this. There is this for, right?
Yes,
So
sir.
you're using a variable called as A. So F can be smaller f.
Okay.
The F what you're using can be a
Hold on.
smaller. The F need can be smaller f. Okay. Then, okay, everything is fine. So here, the second line is having indentation issue. So we have discussed about this indentation previously. Okay, with Amzad.
Okay.
Okay, Amzad, can you explain what is meant by indentation? Okay, there is a specific code chunk. Okay, there will be a main block and there will be a sub block, something like this. So we have to follow the indentation rule. So, you don't need to bang your head in this. You can just go to the initial starting
Okay.
So yeah,
where you
here
have P, print.
before P.
So no. So before P,
Hmm.
okay, just the backspace. No.
Yes, sir.
See the power. Python is a case sensitive this thing. What I can say, language.
Okay.
Okay, you cannot use anything of your choice.
Use a small letter for P.
Okay. Okay.
So use a backspace now and say
Enter.
enter. See, and along with that, you are also putting some unwanted space as well in between. So you can remove the unwanted space. यहाँ पे भैया ना
हाँ.
यहाँ पे ना
यहाँ पे
यहाँ पे unwanted space है यहाँ पे.
Okay. अच्छा.
Okay. So again, if you run it, you will get an indentation error. So that's the reason it is giving you a red underline. Can you see
Okay.
this?
Yeah.
So what you can actually do is you can go to the initial P, use a backspace and say enter. Beautiful. Can you run this? Let me help you out. What are the mistakes that you have done? Number 1, okay, apni manmani. So you have used everything of your choice. Capital letter F, capital letter P.
Yes.
Number 1. Number 2, unwanted space.
Space.
Okay, big print, you are using a space. Unnecessary. Second thing. Third thing is not using the indentation, not following the rules of indentation. So these were the 3 beginners mistakes. These are the beginners mistake. Okay, who tend to do. I know many people who are attending this particular session, they are not aware of the, what I can say, the coding part. So that's the reason we tend to do. Even I have also done, okay, these kind of issues when I was starting to learn Power BI. Sorry, so starting to learn Python extremely well. Okay, clean and clear?
Yes, sir.
Sure. So now as we have understood this particular part, now we will try to make things complicated. Okay. So now what we have done is we have understood something called as print. and there are a lot of variations that you can actually do with this particular print. So Abhishek Solanki, you can share your screen because the next part, that is basically the while statement, is something that we are going to do on your system. Now, can we go for the bottom? Can you scroll down? Okay, beautiful. Can we have a new code chunk? Okay. See, when I speak about loops, there are two types of loops. One is called as for loop and second is called as while loop. For loop is something that we have understood. And professional coders, okay, they tend to use something called as for loop if statement, for loop and function. So these are some kind of variations when people tend to do. So they also can integrate the conditional statements inside a for loop. I want this particular condition to be run, okay, multiple times. Need to run only 5 times, something like this. So for all those things, we tend to use these kind of for loop. So for loop is one part. See, for loop do have a condition, that is, this need to run for a specific time, something like that. Okay. So this need to run 5 times, this need to run 15 times, because if you see the code, it is for a variable in sequence. You are providing a sequence, set of iterations. Agree with me? Set of iterations. But you know, when I speak about while loop do not have a sequence. It is not going to give you a sequence. Okay, what it is going to do is it is going to find an operation. Okay, whether this is going to match or something like that, and keep on providing you the output. So how while statement will work, I will try to help you out. It is also a loop. It's also a kind of a loop. Okay, so you can type while WHILE, WHI, not Y, while WHILE. While, okay. So here you can provide a condition. Look at this. For loop, you cannot provide condition, right? So you can provide a conditional statement inside a for loop. So here, while you can provide a condition. So what you can actually try to say is, okay, you can say while. So have you ever created a variable here? No, right? Okay, let's do something like this. Let me take access of the system for a moment.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So what I'm going to do is, I don't think that you have created a variable. Okay, so for that specific reason, I will go here. I will say, okay, A is equal to, I will say A is equal to 1, or let me call it a 0, something like this. So here we have while. So here what I'm actually trying to do is, here I'm trying to say while, and here I will provide a condition. Look at this condition. So here in for loop, we are not using condition. Here is your variable, this is your sequence. This is your condition now. I have created a variable called as 0, and here what I'm going to do is, here I'm going to say A is equal to 5 or something like that. So this is my condition. I'm done with my condition. So if I try to run it, okay, like print, print. Oh, look at this. I'm using a capital P, right? Okay, print A. Print A. And look at this. Bottom, what I'm going to do is, I'm just going to type count plus is equal to 1. Okay, what is this particular plus is equal to 1 will do? Okay, what is this particular plus is equal to will do? It will try to identify the number. Okay, that is if this particular thing. If A is not 5, let's assume if A is not 5, in that particular case, keep adding one number. Keep adding one number. So that's the reason you have something called as plus is equal to. Keep adding one number. So, and now if I'm going to run this, I need to get an output. Where is my output? Let me see here.
Sorry.
So was that my mistake?
Yeah. Yes. Okay.
Okay. So we are not getting this particular. Let's do another thing. Let's say greater than or something like that. Greater than or 5. So let me run this. So
Name
count.
contains not defined.
Count. Okay, we don't have a variable called as count, right? That's the reason. So I will say A. So this is the variable called as A. I will try to add 1 to the A. Let's see. Beautiful. See, look at this. What we have done is, okay, so we are creating a variable called as A here. Then we are trying to identify A is greater than 5 or something like that. Or else what we can also do is we can say A is equal to 5 as well. And then use a print statement A. And then if the condition is not going to be met, okay, we are just going to add 1. Okay, we are just going to add 1 to that particular statement. Okay, so here in this particular case, what we are actually trying to do is everything is met as of now. Okay, here if I am going to say 10, okay, you will be able to see the 10 variables. It will keep on adding. So this is how a file statement would work. So if I'm going to say, okay, if I'm going to say a statement, okay, which is not going to be met, like for example, if I'm just going to give a specific range or something like that, like, okay, if A is equal to a specific string, obviously it is not going to match. So what is going to happen is here the iteration will keep on going. Okay, so if that's the reason, if I'm going to say, okay, A is equal to 10, it will try to identify if A is 10, if A is 10, and it will keep on running the same loop again and again, infinite times. So whenever we are using this while loop is always called as a never-ending saga. What I'm saying, okay, it's a never-ending saga. So it will keep on repeating. I repeat again, it will keep on repeating until and unless, okay, the condition is met. I hope you're able to understand what I'm actually trying to say. Okay, so these are the two different options of using a loops. Number 1 is a for loop. Number 2 is a while loop. Inside while loop we have conditions. Okay, inside for loops you have sequence. So these are the two different options that need to be that are available with Python.
बस नहीं मैं मम्मी गतुई
Sorry?
ठीक है
Sorry, Abhishek. Any questions?
No,
When I
sir.
was in my system, I did not get the output. I don't know where I did mistake.
Yeah. Share your
Share.
screen and help you out.
That here I did at this place.
So as it is keep on running, okay, that's the reason it's having the problem. So can you use the greater than symbol instead of is equal to? Lesser than, greater than, anything is fine. Okay. So can you run this particular part once again, code chunk once again?
Oh, I got them. I got the optic.
So while loops are a never-ending saga, it will keep on repeating again and again. Okay. So that's the reason, okay, many people, they do something called as inside a for loop itself, they provide a condition. Inside a for loop itself, they will try to provide a condition. So here, they use something called as break. Okay, so break is one such statement which will basically break the condition. For example, if the condition is not going to be met, okay, and instead of running it infinite times, we use a specific statement called as break. So now in next couple of minutes, what we will try to do is we will try to understand this break statement, and along with that, we will be also trying to understand how to use a for loop and a conditional statement, both. Okay, both conditional statement as well as for loop. Conditional statement is something that we have learned in our previous session. Okay, so now let us try to do this particular activity. Okay, so can we have a new code chunk? Okay, good. So here, what we will do is we will use the same this thing for. You can type for I in range. For you are writing a for loop here. No. Why are you writing while? What did I say? I told I write I for India. For I space in range. Okay, something like 10, 15, 20, 100, something like that. Please make sure whenever you are read, please make sure that is the thing. Okay. मैं आपको बता रहा हूँ भैया, देखिए range is a function. Okay, and inside the range function you have to use a bracket. Number one, that is the problem that you are not following. So here you have used range, something like this. Inside the range bracket here, instead of 20 you can use anything of your choice, 10, 15, 20, something like that. That is something what I was actually trying to say. Okay, so this is the range. So if you are going to print I, what you are going to get? You are going to get a number starting from 0 to 9, right? Amjad, do you agree with me?
Yes, sir.
Print I, you can say print I. Run it. What are you getting? 0 to 9, right? Agree with me? Oh, you are using 28. Okay. 0 to 9. Look at this. You are getting this, right? Now, here I have another condition. I want to put a break as well as I also want to identify a condition as well. So here, what I'm actually trying to say is, let's try to use a, what I can say, if statement instead of a print. So you can remove the print, or else, above print, we can do this particular activity. So can you remove print as of now, or else you can say Control X as well. So basically cut it as well. I just want you to remove. Good. You removed it. Okay, can you go down? Okay, good. So here I want you to type if space I is equal to 6. So we have to use 1 is equal to or 2 is equal to. So here what we can actually do is if I is equal to 6, then we have to use a break. Okay. So here are you going to use single colon or semicolon or what, which specific option you are going to use? Colon, correct? You are going to use a colon, right, Amjad? Then you are going to say, okay, enter. Okay, here we will try to use a function called as break, B-R-E-A-K. See, what is this particular thing? Even though the range is starting from, okay, what I can say, 0 to 10, here you are putting a break at 6. Okay, so if you are trying to print in the next line, can you print I? There will be an indentation error. Okay, I. So can you go to the P? Can you use one backspace? That's fine. Can you run this? So can you see this? Even though you were providing a range of 1 to 10, okay, there was a break at 6. If the range is going to be, okay, 6, in that case, stop it. So instead of inside that if statement, if you are going to use 9, so at the 8th number, you are going to get a stoppage. Can you do that for me? Instead of 6, can you use any other number? Can you see this? So this break statement is one such statement which will break a statement. Abhishek Solanki, are you clear?
Yes, sir. Sir, suppose this if whatever range number cannot be more, right? Suppose if we are like if I is 7, so that should be between this number itself, na? Between 10. I mean below 10. So if suppose I put in more than 20, will it take
No,
in the if
no,
that
No.
condition won't come, na?
no.
Okay.
And along with that, there is also something called as infinite loop. Okay, let me try to show you what is an infinite loop. So can you go for a new code chunk? So here you can type while, while, while. So here you can type true. See, look at this. Inside the condition, I'm using the word called as true. True. I want you to type true. T need to be capital. The first one. Colon and say enter. Here you can say print hello. So I don't want everyone to try this. The reason is things may go down. Inside double quotes, right? Inside double quotes, right? So this is the text, right? Whenever you are using text, we have to use double quote, right? If you run this, okay, normally on your system, you will get a while loop. Okay, it will keep on repeating. Okay, look at this. Can you go down? Can you have a check? So look at this. It is keep on repeating multiple times. Can you see this? So this is going to provide until and unless someone is going to stop. So that's the reason while statements are very dangerous. It will keep on keep you in a loop. I hope you are able to understand what I'm actually trying. It is still running. Look at this. This code chunk is still running.
Yes.
Can you stop it? Can you stop it? Yes, click on that, it will get stopped. Can you see this? So that is the reason. Okay. While loop are always dangerous, and we tend to use these kind of conditions inside the while loop. Okay, so that things can be fine. Okay, clean and clear. What are the things that we have learned? We have learned something called as loop. We have learned something called as while loop. We have learned something called as for loop. And along with it, we have also tried to understand how to use a if condition inside the for loop. And last but not the least, in the initial session, we have also covered the what I can say, the condition as well, and operation or operation inside a conditional statement. Agree with me? Any questions?
No, sir.
See, there are infinite options that are available. Okay, so I might be showing in one method, but I personally request you to refer external materials as well. Okay. Okay, so in our next session, we will be majorly understanding, what I can say, the Excel part. So I want everyone to keep their Excel ready. Okay, so I think Amjad was able to keep the Excel, clean and tidy. Okay, so we will try to attempt Excel tomorrow. Okay.
Okay, sir.
If we have any, we have a few petty things related to Python. Okay, we will try to discuss that in our next session. Okay, and then utilize the next 30 minutes in the data analysis tool pack and everything. Okay,
Okay, sir.
sure. That is it. Okay, have a great day ahead. Sayonara.
Same to you, sir. Thank you so much.